Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to whoever is going to be here tonight. I am a little bit later tonight going live. I ended up working late and I just walked in the door and just jumped on here. So, hopefully there'll be some people join us live, or maybe everybody will catch the replay. But it is Monday, which means that it is New Start Monday here at Wildflower Wool. How has everybody's Monday been? Mine has been super, super busy, super, super busy, and hot. So I have got the fan on down here tonight, you guys. So I hope if you hear a little bit of a humming noise, it is the fan, but my house is like a furnace, so I am going to keep the fan on. Otherwise, I am going to like die if he's something or other. So hopefully the fan doesn't bother you too much. Oh, Susanna says you can't hear anything. All right, perfect. Because I need a little bit of air moving around here. So Monday, has everybody had a great Monday? It's the start of a brand new week. I am super, super excited. I was going to say two new skeins, but they are not, because both of them were in voting over the last few weeks. They are both Kool-Aid dyed yarn. Let me grab them. They are here. So what we're going to chat about tonight is the yarn and which one has won. And I have got a couple projects to show you. And then we can chat a little bit about what you guys have been working on, and if anybody is getting close to any finishes. I will talk about that in a second. So hello to everybody. I see Sally and Jen and Susanna and Liz and Debbie. Let's see, Jocelyn, Autumn, Katie, Nikki, Sherry. Well, hello, everybody. I'm so glad that you hung around and waited till I came in here live. So these ones here, I picked both of these because these are two of my favorites. This is the one that is the shades of pink. So both of these were, if for anybody that's here that hasn't heard my whole spiel about Kool-Aid dyeing. So these are both Aran weight, 100-gram balls. They started off as like an off-white. They were an Aran colorway, Patton's Classic wool. So 100% wool, dyed with Kool-Aid. They were both two shades of Kool-Aid. So this one here kind of turned it out pinky, and I can tell you which ones these are. Berry Cherry is the really nice dark red. It's a really nice berry cherry. I like that color. And the pink lemonade is the shades of pink. So I really, really liked this one because it does kind of look like candy cane when you twist it. I don't know. Depends kind of how it's, let's see. When you twist it like this, it does look candy cane Christmassy, doesn't it? And so I'm really curious to see how this will knit up. And the other one, let me see. It kind of just, does that give us any more? This look, I don't know. I just find it really, really fun. Really, really like that one. So this one was in voting, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and it did not win. I was a little surprised. I thought for sure that one would have won. This one here, now you guys, I can't remember off the top of my head. I could look it up, but I won't right now because I'll just keep chatting to you. The two colors here, I know this is pineapple. I'm pretty sure that this is pineapple. And the red might have been Tropical Punch, the blue that turns red, because I don't think this is not Berry Cherry. I think it was probably Tropical Punch. That's going to be my guess for the red. No, I don't, because I don't think it was orange. I'm gonna have to go back and look at my pictures. I took really detailed pictures of the skeins and what colors of Kool-Aid I used for them. But anyways, this is the one that I was really trying to get to look like ketchup and mustard. Because if you guys watch the Fiber Friends podcast, you know that Cheryl was knitting socks, which she finished out of some yarn that was gifted to her, and she was kind of nicknaming it ketchup and mustard, which I thought was really cool, and thought I would like to try and dye that. So this was as close as I got with Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid's a little tricky because you don't have a big selection of colors, right? If you're using actual acid dyes, or even the Wilton's, um, like the food coloring, like the icing dyes, you've got a lot more colorway there and things to kind of play and mix to get. So this, for Kool-Aid dyeing, I'm kind of counting as a success. And this one was maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago. It did not win. I thought again it would probably win because I don't know, the colors are just so fun. And out of all the years, I don't know how long we've been voting for New Start Mondays. It's been quite a while. There's always been, every once in a while, there's some people will comment. They'll be like, "Oh darn, I didn't vote for the winning one again," or like, I never win for, or never vote for the winning project or yarn or whatever. But most of the time, it's lighthearted and fun. But when the ketchup and mustard one did not win, there were some comments like people seemed to be like really upset that it did not win. So I thought, well, knew I would have to bring it back. So I thought these are two of my favorites, and I thought, okay, it cannot go wrong. I mean, I'm happy with whatever wins, because I mean, really, I'm not gonna. I guess I'm not gonna put something up for you guys to vote on if I really, really don't want to knit it. So I'm always fine whichever way you guys vote. I'm good with. So these are two of my favorites. Have I dragged it out long enough? Did you guys all vote? It was pretty close. It was really close. In Instagram stories, one vote separated the two yarns. And then there was a lot of comments down in the Instagram post. And then over on Facebook, Wildflower Wool's Facebook group, you could vote over there. So it was pretty close. It was red and yellow or red and pink. So I see a few people here. Sherry said she voted last minute. Sally said red and pink. Okay, this is where we insert the pretend drum roll, and the winner is. So it's like, how can I be dramatic? Is it the candy cane yarn? I said, oh, Debbie said peppermint stick. It does look like a peppermint stick. So did peppermint stick, is it the winner? Both of them, it's their second go round. Which one is coming out on top? Did ketchup and mustard, did it finally get the winning votes this week? Well, the answer is, this is so much fun. Okay, the winning yarn that I'm going to cast on later tonight is ketchup and mustard. It finally has its time in the winning circle. So I am really excited to see how this is going to knit up. Hopefully it holds up to all of the hype, and I think it's going to look fun, I think. So yes, pineapple for the win, Jocelyn says. Exactly. Look at that pineapple. I know, isn't it really gorgeous? It gets really nice and deep. Oh, Liz, she picked a winner. Well, I am so glad that some people, it worked out for most people. It was pretty close, but I mean, really, how can you go wrong? And it is just fun. So this is the winning yarn. I'm feeling, maybe this is, because it is more peppermint sticky, candy cane-ish. Maybe I just need to hold on to it till maybe the beginning of November and then do something. Oh, Sherry. Oh, Sherry, your vote could possibly have been the one. So it's fun. Anyways, so yep, candy cane yarn is going back in the pile. ketchup and mustard is going to get wound up. Oh, yeah. Sam said it reminds you more of a sunset. Well, it certainly does have kind of sunsetty colors too, doesn't it? Oh my gosh. Now I'm just picturing sunset at the beach. Oh, yeah, totally. As you're eating a hot dog that has ketchup and mustard on it. I know Sally says they're both beautiful, and they are, right? It is just a fun little way to kick off Monday. So I am going to knit this up really shortly. I can skein it up tonight. My Swift is just permanently up here in my living room because why not? um, don't most knitters have their skein? Probably most knitters who live by themselves have their Swift and a ball winder permanently set up in the living room. Probably if you have other family members, maybe not so much, right? Because they may have something to say about that. So, okay, I talked a little bit about finishes. Oh, you guys, I tried so hard for a finish. I spent all day watching Netflix and knitting yesterday because I was really, really, really wanting to come on here and say, I have a finish. And I am so close. I am this much yarn away from a finish. Like, seriously. You know how when you get to the end of the ball and you think you're almost there and you knit 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 and it just doesn't seem like it is going anywhere? Well, that's how I have knit. I don't know how much. And I just keep thinking, okay, I've got to look into my project bag and I'm going to be down to like this much yarn. I'm going to open up that project bag and there's just going to be a little tail left and I'll be ready to cast off. And no, every time it's like, I swear there really truly is like a black hole of knitting. And just when lots of times when you want your yarn to keep going and going, you run out. And then when you want it to um, be done quickly, it doesn't, right? And just for fun, I'm going to weigh this because not only do I have my Swift and ball winder, but I have a scale sitting here too because 11 grams. All right. Well, 11 grams. That's pretty good, right? That's not too much. Not too much. So I'm almost there. Almost there. So this is, I can't remember the colors. I know it was lemon lime. And it might have been strawberry lemonade, one of those, something like that for the pinky color. But it was lemon lime was the green. Oh, Natalie says you put your Swift away when not in use. See, okay, I'm going to read some of these. Liz said, Liz says her Swift lives in her living room. It's totally normal. Awesome. Yeah, Susanna says, yes, your Swift is set up attached to your computer desk. Look at that. I'm not alone. But look at that. Good stuff. So this is the bee stitch scarf, which is curling. Crazy, crazy amount of curling. I did not think it was going to curl this much, to be honest. But anyways, that's okay. It's a scarf. A little curling will be fine, right? Right. So look at it. It's looking good and it is getting long. I almost have 100 grams knit up. So this is the length so far. Maybe I'll just go this way. There. So it's getting long. Definitely too hot to be putting on a wool scarf, but so see, it's getting it's getting there, but obviously it's not quite long enough. It just doesn't want to there. So, okay, so now having put it on like this, I'm thinking, okay, I want that 11 grams. I do need that 11 grams to keep going, don't I? I need it a little bit longer. But anyways, it'll be fine. I'll just keep going. Yes, 13 grams, so close. I am so, so close. So this one will be done next week. I have kind of, stopped making any claims of finishes, but I am. This is oh Sherry says, so is that why we started late so I can have more knitting time? No, no, but I had never thought of that. Yes, maybe sometime when I'm like super, super close. No, no, I didn't. I worked late, but I did. I was actually knitting on this. Yes, I was. That doesn't. We were. It took somebody to the doctor's, so I was knitting while we were in the waiting room. So I did get a couple more rows done on it. Um. Oh my gosh, I just had when I. It's not funny. It always looks so different in the screen, and just the way those pinks were lining up, I thought, did I mess up the pattern? But I didn't. I'm good. So, anyways, so no, I ended up working late tonight, which, in all the years that I've been doing New Start Monday, I think I've been doing it. I'm sure I started 2020 out um, up until now, and I have not missed a Monday night. And I was before that, I was doing kind of sporadically. They and not lives. They were recorded. But I've been doing a video every Monday night for at least a year and a half, maybe longer. So this is really the only time that work has kind of conflicted and I had to stay late. So I was actually kind of worried that I might not be able to get here at all, but I did. I did. Yeah. Anyways, I'm here. And no, it was not so I could try to finish the scarf, but that is a good thought. But I am so close, this much more. So honestly, my scarf is not probably going to be quite as long as the double moss stitch one that I did that's sitting here. But that's all right. I don't know. It is what it is. So it'll be fantastic. This one, I really like the colors of this one here too. Very pretty. They do definitely have kind of a Kool-Aid look to them, don't they? But super fun. So I'm excited. I'm going to get this scarf done and then just keep working on some others. I started last week's socks. Last week's yarn was the green yarn that was dyed over the campfire. And that in itself just makes it so special because that was just a really fun time doing it over the campfire. So where is it? Now I have a start, not started by a lot, but a start is a start. I found more DPNs, you guys. I found about 4 more sets of DPNs. So I'm set for socks. I don't have to worry about not having sock needles. So I'm good for a little bit. But I still would like to finish something so I could get some of my other needles back. So this is what I've got. So it is just started. Nothing super exciting to show you, just a little bit of ribbing. But there it is. But look at that. The color is nice. So I started with the outside of the ball that had the darkest dye, and then it goes lighter. And I was thinking that I was going to like the dark color the best and really hoping that the dark color, the green would really saturate into the ball so it would be kind of dark, more, more dark than light, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But you know what? When I have it wound up, I kind of like the lighter color. It's a minty green. And I like that. So there's the dark. You can see, look at that, how dark. That was the outside of the ball. But I really actually like this pale color. So I had kind of thought, I can see your comments, you guys. I'm going to address those in just a minute. So I had thought about initially doing one sock, one and one the other way. So I'm doing this cuff down. So my ribbing is going to be dark. And then as I get down to my toe, it's going to be lighter. And then I thought for the other one, I maybe will rewind it. I don't know. And I was thinking doing it the opposite way. So I start my cuff with the light and then get down to the end and do the toe darker. So they'll be matching mismatched socks. But then I don't know. Now the more that I say it out loud, I'm like, no, maybe that will just look weird. Maybe I should just do them the same. Probably should, shouldn't I? Probably should. Okay. Now, some of you guys are making fun of me, which is totally fine. Because who said it first? Oh, Natalie. Natalie. Yeah, so Natalie, so talking about my needles, I know because I think might have said last week about, well, I did. And it is common knowledge that lots of times when I cannot find needles, instead of spending too much time searching for them, I just go to the yarn shop because I've got a yarn store that's about 10 minutes away from me. London Yarns is right close. And then Little Red Mitten, if I'm heading out of town to St. Thomas to visit my daughter or something, I will go down there and I'll just pick up needles. So you guys are not wrong because that is what I do lots of times. If I can't find them, I just go buy needles because it is faster. So that's what Natalie said, found or purchase. I actually found them. I did find them. Sherry said yes, found at the yarn store. No, actually found them up in the yarn room, believe it or not. Were any of them in the flamingo socks? No, they are still MIA. I don't know where they are. I don't know where I have put them in. You know that spot, that really good spot where you're gonna know where it is? I don't know. I put it somewhere so I don't know. Daisy wouldn't lie on it. I don't know. I have tucked it somewhere. Um, so yeah, we'll find those eventually. Oh, so Sherry, so you like the idea of doing them like reversing them? I know. What do you think? Should I do? Oh, Susanna's like capitals. No, no, no. Okay. Um, okay, so Nikki's thinking the same thing. Found at the yarn store. Flamingo socks migrated south. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. Oh my gosh. So I oh, so in my own yarn. Yes, I found them in my own yarn shop. That's exactly correct. And I did because and that actually is quite true because in the I did kind of have a little yarn shop in my house previous to this. I did have yarn and needles and it was all displayed and it could be purchased. And my students, when I was teaching from my house, did actually um, buy from me that way. So, and this is some leftover stock that I've just had tucked away. And I found a box that had a bunch of Knit Picks needles in it. So, um, sorry guys. Eric has just called me 6 times. So I just texted him to say, "I'm busy." So anyway, so yes, so you are not wrong, Nikki. That is actually very, very true. Never put a project in a safe place. I know, right? Where did I put it? And I found it once. I don't know. It'll be a surprise. One day I will pull it out. Maybe it'll even be finished. Sam, did I read your comment? Yes, I saw that you had some tests done, I think is what you said. That's good. Emma says, Louise, you need a pegboard to hang the needles up. Well, Emma, I have 2 pegboards. And I do. And I started to hang them up. And they're down in the basement though, where my yarn is down there. And that was the plan to put needles on there. And right now it is filled with sock blockers. Is what's hanging up there. Sam has X-ray of wrist and her back. Oh, you had both done, Sam? Well, that's good. So maybe you're going to get some answers now that they've done some tests. That's good. So my sock has started, you guys, and I'm really, really happy with it. And got yarn. My ball's coming untangled from, yikes. Oh my gosh, this was a long strand. I'm going to wrap this up so it doesn't get too tangled. So that has been my knitting. I just did a lot of knitting on this scarf because I did not have very much done. I knit, well, 3/4 of what's knit, I think I did this weekend. So truthfully, if I had started a day earlier on my push to get my scarf done, I would have had it done. But that's okay. Progress is progress, and I am well on my way to having a finish for next Monday. That's right. I think, yes, you did, because I know a couple, it must have been Anne then that posted a picture, because I knew somebody had posted a picture and said it was a brown bag that had flowers on it. It's probably still in that same bag. I probably just have another project set on top of it. Oh, clear bins. Clear bins would be work wonders too, wouldn't it? Sally, maybe you could put notes on the needle size in your projects and take the needles out. I could, I thought about doing that. I could do that. I probably should do that. And oh, Sam, not on your wrist. Okay, well, that's good. I'm glad that you got those tests done. Sherry says, don't listen to them buying more needles. Well, yeah, I know. Just that is my go-to. So yeah, sadly, you guys trying to talk me into not doing it. I don't know how successful that's going to be. Even though I know that is probably the best decision, because really, well, face it, I could save my money and I could buy another skein of yarn if I wasn't buying more needles. And eventually, someday, when I get all my whips knit up, what am I going to do with all these empty needles, right? I mean, that's like way in the future. Yeah. And it could actually happen someday. Oh, if I put my projects on Ravelry, I know. Oh my goodness. I know, that is just a dream. I would need to hire an assistant to help me to do that. I attempted to do that, well, not that long ago. And because I had kind of taken all my shelves upstairs in the yarn room and kind of allotted each cubby a number, and I started taking pictures and then putting on what cubby it was in on Ravelry. But oh my goodness, you guys, that would take me, I don't know, if I worked like 8 hours a day doing that, I don't know how that would take me. I don't know how long. So it was a good thought, but I very quickly gave up on it. um, oh, Sam, you sent me proof of your 2 dish cloths, did you? Okay, well, that's good. I did not see it. I'll have to look. Um, okay. Eric obviously is ignoring my text because he keeps calling. Okay, just hold on for 1 second, you guys. I'm just going to check and make sure that. Okay, no, he hasn't said anything like, there's a life-threatening emergency. So, um, anyways, that's just Eric. Okay. Oh, Nellie says that doesn't fit. What doesn't fix the whip issue? Putting them on Ravelry or buying new needles? If I buy new needles, probably right. But I like, Sally, I do like your idea though, putting notes and with the needles and everything, and then yeah, and then taking it and putting it onto Ravelry. Be very organized, and I would really, really like to do that someday. Oh yeah, Natalie says buying new needles. I know. Then I can just keep casting on all the things. But I am okay. I actually want this needle that my bee stitch scarf is on. I want this needle for the ketchup and mustard yarn. So I think that's going to be tonight's plan. I'll wind the yarn up into a cake so it's ready to go, and then I'm going to work on knitting this last 11 grams. I think I should be able to get that done tonight. Put something on Netflix and watch and just knit this little bit up. I'll get this done, and then, Natalie, I will turn a whip into a finish, and I will reclaim a needle and cast on this week's project. Sounds like a perfect plan, doesn't it? So, did I knit anything else? I don't think so. I was trying to be very monogamous with my scarf. I was trying to just really work on it. I did do the few rows on the sock because I had to get it cast on. And I wanted to see this green knit up. So I think the greens look really fun. Um, yeah, I can't wait to see that. Can't wait to see that. I'm kind of debating still the sock. Will I do anything? Will I put a little bit of a pattern in it somewhere? Or will I just do it plain? And it's always a big toss up, right? Because if I want to get it done quick, then plain's the way to go. Just let the yarn look pretty. Just do plain sock, plain vanilla sock, be done. And then I say that, and then I'm like, well, what if I just put a little something down, one little strip out, like a little cable or something, or I don't know. Haven't really decided that. I figure I've got, an inch and a half, 2 inches of ribbing to go. And so while I'm knitting the ribbing, I will kind of think about what I will do. And you know what? I think I'm just going plain. I think I should just do plain. Just do plain because I need to get some finishes. So I should just not overthink it. I think I should just do plain. I think I'll do plain. Sherry said, would one skein give enough meterage for slippers? Oh, let the worsted weight, Sherry? Like this? Like turn this guy into slippers? I would think so. I would think so. Because you know how I'm thinking? I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking one skein that would give you, it gives you more than a hat, right? And then thinking how the size of a hat versus slippers plus a little extra, I think would totally give you enough. That would be kind of fun. I haven't done slippers in a while. That would be a fun project. Okay, let me see here. Who is inheriting 200 whips in like 50 years? Yes, and I may laugh about that, but that is probably very accurate, isn't it? It'll be, yeah, yeah, maybe my granddaughter will be knitting or my grandson will knit, if I'm ever lucky enough to have grandchildren. Maybe I will have to get them knitting because yeah, I don't know. My daughter hasn't I thought maybe once she was all done school and married and settled, that maybe she would kind of think, oh, I would like to knit. But I don't know. She has given me such a hard time about knitting that I think she would probably be, um, I don't know, not embarrassed, but was it like not wanting to admit that maybe she would like to knit, right? When I see her this weekend, maybe I'll have to just say that to her and just say, I will never say I told you so. If you ever come up to me and say, I think I'd really like to knit, I will just be super happy. But I have a feeling that maybe it's that whole skipper generation. So maybe Anita won't, but maybe some grandbabies will want to knit at some point. Yeah. And if only they know what's coming their way, right? Let's see. That's what I appreciate about you, Louise. You don't get mad when I tease. Oh no. Well, how can I? Because you guys aren't saying anything that isn't true. And it's all in fun, right? You have to laugh. Oh my gosh. Hey Cheryl. Glad you're here. I was almost getting worried. No, I had to work late. So, yes, I know it was. I did post something on Instagram, but I thought, well, maybe only a couple people would see it. But anyways, yes. I'm here though. Oh, Susie said it's really hard to match someone else's gauge. I heard several of your mom's whips. Yes, that is true. That is true. I suppose you could kind of play if you wanted to take some time to try different needle sizes, but and I think that's Cheryl. You found out when you inherited some of the socks. Was it your ketchup and mustard socks? Were they already started, or was it a different pair? And I think we debated about that. about yeah, what you should do, right? And then you ended up pulling them out and just starting over because I think the gauge was probably an issue, right? Oh, Sam, you sent me a message with your two finished dish cloths. Okay, I'll have to look at it. Oh, Sally, your husband asked you the same thing about your yarn. Like, I'm going to actually stop buying yarn, silly man. I know, right? Oh, I know. Life is too short. You just have to do what makes you happy, right? Oh, Sam says she's liking the weaving. That's exciting. I'm really glad that you are. Let's see here. Um, sorry, Eric isn't keeping texting me. Oh, Cheryl says no, it was the yellow green pair. More stitches. That's right, because they had yeah, a lot of stitches, but they were on like a really tiny, like 2 millimeter needle or something. So yeah, that was kind of crazy. So yeah, that's better off. And you get the whole excitement of knitting the whole project, right? I know some people like we do. Sam and I, the knitting group that we go to on Thursday afternoons at the library. We have had people donate things like when they are cleaning out a mother, grandmother, somebody's yarn room, right? If they've are no longer knitting. And we've had bags come that have had part projects in them. And I know Susan, she has finished some baby sweaters. And yeah, and I don't know if she had much worry about the gauge or she probably just didn't concern herself with it, is what I'm guessing. And she just picked up and carried on. Or sometimes they come with the needles, so then at least you know what needle size they were using. And then, yeah, it's just your gauge. But I guess she was probably thinking something finished, something that can be donated and used is probably, I don't know. So, yeah, I guess it just depends, right? Maybe sometimes you'll luck out and you and the knitter will have similar gauge. Maybe, maybe. What is this? Anne said your daughter never needed to knit since you do so much. I know, you're right. I know, and I think that's exactly what she probably thinks is that all she needs to do is just put her order in and I will just um yeah, make it for her, right? I actually had somebody send me a message today saying that the hospital that my daughter works at is short of baby hats, apparently. And so this young girl does not well, I mean, I know her quite well, but I don't think she knows the extent of my knitting because she said that she would offer to buy me some yarn if I wanted to knit baby hats for the hospital. And I just messaged her back and I'm like, "Oh no, no, do not worry. Do not spend." She's a brand new young mom, so she has does not have money to be spending on yarn. So I'm like, "No, no. Like do not go out and buy yarn. I have got tons and tons here." So I'm like, but have to buy me yarn. I'm like, oh dear. There are some people that still don't know the extent of my yarn stash, which I thought was funny, but she was so sweet. I know. But I thought how she's such a lovely girl. She's so nice. So so yes, so Sherry, I know, bless her heart. Cheryl's laughing. I know, right? So I know. So I thought, you know what? I think I will do that. I think I will whip up some baby hats because they take no time at all. And then I will just drop them off with Anita, and then she can just deliver them when one day when she goes to work. So Susanna's rolling on the floor laughing her butt off. I know, right? um, oh, Sally said, ask your guild group to knit baby hats. Yes, yes, actually, I could. And because the guild, is closer to that hospital than where I live. And we have done that in the past, and I think every guild probably does that. So I find that really interesting that they are running short of baby hats. I wonder, yeah, maybe they've just had a baby boom. COVID babies. Susie said, "Do I have a favorite baby hat pattern?" I do have one that I knit with, and so I don't know if you guys, again, your different hospital areas, but like quite a few years ago, like 10-ish or more probably. There there our health unit came out with this purple crying as a way to, and, like the whole purple baby hats. Did your local hospitals do the purple baby hats? So I think it was November. The month of November was about this purple crying, and it was just really they were doing this big push with new parents that crying is normal and ways to prevent shaken baby syndrome is what the bottom line was. And so what they wanted to do was give up purple hats to every baby that was born in the month of November, just to raise some awareness. So, and I think that is still going on. I haven't heard about it too much, but I think it is still a thing. So I don't know if I will just do purple baby hats, but we'll just do maybe some pink and blue, right? Or yellow, green, or orange. Kind of like the idea of not just doing purple or pink and blue, right? Do some other fun colors. So, oh, hi, Catherine. If you can share the info about the baby hats, you would like to make some. Oh, okay. Yes. Well, I will see if I can find the link for it. And yes, we can share it out there because they now I know some of the patterns that were out there when they were talking about doing the purple baby hats and things, they were knit flat, which I really don't like because especially on a newborn baby, you don't want to have a seam. I mean, who wants to rest their head in a car seat or something on the seam, right? So I think it really should be knit in the round. But yeah, I'll have to dig out what I was using. But they're teeny tiny and and they need all sizes, some bigger ones, some smaller ones, because I think if I remember right, people were still knitting them too big and they needed tiny ones. So, or crochet. Exactly, Susanna, or crochet. Oh, Sherry, it says your hospital has requirements for yarn types, etc. Yes, and I'm assuming they're gonna want acrylic for starters because um, new moms aren't gonna want to wash wool. And so I think they want acrylic. Anyways, so that's good, Sherry, that your hospital's got some requirements. That's good. They know what they want. Natalie, in a month, the hospital will be out of space to store hats. That's work. An alarm for work. I'm not finished work yet tonight, and I've got 3 alarms set on my phone so I don't forget to do some paperwork tonight. And that was alarm 1 of 3. So, anyways, so yeah, so a month or so, babies will be at. I know. So now that we've mentioned it, about the hospitals needing hats, there'll be an influx, right? But that's okay. Better to have more than not enough, I guess, right? Oh, yeah. So that's what a quick project, baby hats. So I thought I will definitely do some of those. It'd be good to use up some of my fun colors of my acrylic. Yeah, be a nice little project. And yes, Liz said pandemic babies. Yes, yes. We Oh, baby mittens also work. That's another good idea. Yes. And I know we had, as part of our health unit, we knit baby hats for the health unit. And they had a program there. And again, it was for new moms, it was for new low income moms. And they did a program there. I think they did some prenatal work with these moms to be. And then once the baby was born, they did some home visits and they were wanting baby things, hats or blankets, so that they could go and have something to give to these new babies. So that was a really fun um, little project that they were doing, and we donated a bunch of hats to them over the years too. So let's see. Oh, Anne says, oh, Paradise Fibers is requesting shawls for breast cancer patients called Hugs of Hope. Oh, I really like that. I like that. Yes, that is nice. Yeah, a lot of good charity organizations out there to knit for, right? If you've got If you've bombarded your family with enough and no everybody has their fill of hats and socks and scarves, it's good to be able to spread the love around, right? Find some other places that can use some hand knit stuff. And there's all kinds of places. If once you do some looking around, and I do know sometimes some of the retirement homes they end up with a lot too, like lap blankets. A lot of people will knit lap blankets, and sometimes they're in need of them, and sometimes if somebody's already donated, they have enough for a little while. But it's always good, just do a little looking around and see where you can donate some things too. Oh, Susie said, "Oh, thanks for mentioning you're working on breast cancer donation." Oh, now, okay, that's good. Oh, Sam. Oh, yes, spin rate. So if anybody is local or within driving distance, so the spin rate in Listowel is having their big tent sale in a couple of weeks. And it is usually a big draw. Like, I know that the people that are just over the border will make the drive. They will drive an hour, 2 hours. Yeah, so anywhere kind of like 2 to 3 hours probably a drive for them to come up and get yarn because the sales are that good. So we're lucky we're only about an hour and a half away. So it's just a nice little day trip up there when the sale's on. So Sam, you're looking for Halloween colors, are you? Oh, Halloween dishcloth cotton. So you're looking for orange, black. Yeah. It's always hit and miss. You just never know what they're gonna have. You just have to go, and sometimes it differs on the day. Sometimes they sell out of some. Yeah, you just never know. Oh, Natalie says your kids have more hats than they will wear in a lifetime. But doesn't that just make the mom in you happy though? Just knowing it's like that maternal instinct that you just need to clothe your children, right? You need to make sure that they're warm. Well, then you have done your job. You've done it well. So now you'll have to start picking on some other like the neighbor's kids or something. Jocelyn, oh, if you're okay knitting acrylics, some homeless shelters take donations of adult sized mitts and hats and scarves for their clients. They most certainly do. Most certainly do. We have some women's shelters here. Um, there's men's and women's shelters. They definitely take donations. Anything, scarves, hats, mitts, anything. Yeah. I know lots of places. And even if you like to do um like smaller, like little blankets, animal shelters, that's another spot too for in the cages for the cats and things. They liked having blankets too. Yes, Sam, I will see you on Thursday. Oh, Sam, what is Susie wants to know what is your favorite Halloween dishcloth pattern? I'm going to answer for Sam, and I'm going to say it is one of her illusion patterns. She's found, I'm assuming just on Ravelry or internet somewhere, um, like a witch on a broom, this really cool haunted house. And those are my favorite Halloween patterns that Sam has done. So I wonder what Sam, what would you answer? Okay, so let me see here. Oh, we've got about 10 minutes left. We can chat. If you guys want to hang out for a little bit longer, we can chat for about another 10 minutes. Hopefully, my next work alarm doesn't go off. Maybe I should. Oh, dear. Um, Sorry, just hold on. Eric actually sent me a text message that I could respond to. Um, Oh, Bernadette, am I going to be at Kitchener Fiber Fest? Well, I am going to be, and Cheryl's going to be there because she's going to have a booth. My Needle Crafts is going to be there with her bags. So I will be there. I'll be around, probably hanging out with Cheryl for a bit at her booth. And but yes, I am planning to go for the day. Are you going, Bernadette? I'm guessing that must be a yes, right? That is coming up soon. That is the one good thing about the end of summer coming is fiber festivals are coming back. Um, the fall one. So we've got Kitchener and Woolstock in Paris in September and October to look forward to. Yes, I know Kitchener has not had a show. They did not do one last year. Woolstock did theirs last year, but Kitchener did not because they were just a little bit earlier before we really knew what the state of things were going to be. And yeah, so they opted to not do it. So it'll be really fun to be able to get back to that. It has really been a long time. Oh, Emma, you're donating scarves to your sister-in-law's church for the homeless in Columbus, Ohio area. That's fantastic. That's good. Oh, Sam says she loves all the Halloween dishcloths she's done. I know she's got fun. She's found really fun ones, really cute ones. If you take a little bit of time to search, you can just come up with anything, can't you? On the internet, good or bad, probably, but we'll just think about the good ones, the fun ones. Sam's come up with some really cute patterns that she has knit. So, what else? Is anybody else getting close to a finish? I'm going to yeah, my scarf. I'm getting anxious to have my scarf finished. So it'll be fun. So we've got the Fiber Friends challenge have got a knit along going on. So but the orange crush shawl, could talk about it for just a second. I've got my two versions are sitting here. And I've got a third one. Just start. Oh, I didn't show that to you. It is started and it is where is it? I've got the yarn dyed. I dyed 4 skeins of Croy for it. So I've got 3 here that I haven't skeined up yet. The fourth one is it must be upstairs. I do know where it is. I have not lost it yet. So this is going to turn into another orange crush shawl. And I saw somebody has it finished already. Nikki has hers finished. Nikki, I opened the Ravelry thread today for you. I meant to do it on the weekend and then I totally forgot. So it is open. So anybody who is getting finishes done, you can go post them in the Fiber Friends group for the knit along for August. August. Oh my gosh, I almost said September. So we are looking though for ideas for the September challenge on this past weekend's Fiber Friends video. If you watch the video, we're talking about what September challenge is going to be. Last September's challenge was snowflakes that we did for our Christmas card exchange. So this year we're wanting kind of like this week, get some ideas of what you guys would want to do. There were some ideas there about just do a get her done month again in September. Somebody brought up the idea of a gift month, just kind of kicking off the holiday season, which that sounds like it could be fun. We are going to do an actual mitten month in November, but if we go with the gift idea, I mean, you could do mittens then too in September. So if you guys have anything idea, like it could be a technique. I think Cheryl said she wanted to do mosaic knitting. It could be, we talked about doing a felted project. If there's anything you would like to know, if you go to the Fiber Friends podcast and leave a comment under there, we're going to sort through them and see. Well, I think we might have talked about extending it into September, but then I think the final verdict was no, just leave it as August. So knit quick. And hopefully it's only well, if you're doing the one skein version, it should knit up pretty quick. So we're taking ideas for the September challenge. So if you got some ideas, let us know. Oh, Christmas. Oh, Susie says Christmas or Halloween dishcloth challenge. That's a good idea. I like that. Oh, hi, Lynn. Oh, you finally finished your dainty socks. Congratulations. Oh, yeah, Sam, the Halloween haunted house. Yes, Sam actually did knit pieces and then put them on like plastic canvas and then put them together. So she actually had a knitted house, knit all the pieces, just like doing a gingerbread house, basically, is what she did. And then decorated it all around the outside with trees and cobwebs and all kinds of Halloween stuff. It was really impressive. Oh, felting would be a good challenge. Yes. Oh, Pearl Together has a felted clog pattern now. Ooh, felted clogs are always a fun pattern, and they're fun for giving us gifts too. Oh, Sally, that's Sally. You were going to work finishing on your Christmas hitchhiker, weren't you, before you were starting any other projects? I remember you posting that somewhere. That is a good goal to get that done. So think about if if there's something you want to throw out there, and even if we don't do it for September, give us some more ideas because maybe once we get around to January, we maybe will switch some things up. Now I've totally forgotten what October was. What was October? We just looked at these on Saturday, and now I forgot what October was. September was snowflakes. Oh, October was the new craft. So I don't know if we'll do that again this year or not. So we maybe some of your suggestions we can use them for September and October. And then of course, no, November is going to be mitten month, and then December is of course an ornament kind of a month. Sam, type your question. Oh, and was this the last time I told my friend I might knit mittens? She told me she doesn't wear mittens. What? Who doesn't wear mittens? Oh, Liz, October is your birthday month. Woohoo, that's exciting. I love my birthday month, but I have to wait for a while. It's not coming around till next spring, so no point in thinking about my birthday quite yet. So, Liz, that's exciting. You can start planning. What are you going to do for a special lunch, a special cake? What gifts are you buying yourself? I think you need to treat yourself for sure. Elena, how are you? Oh, you think it should be craft you don't do very often rather than a new craft. Yes. Okay. Since yes, and that is very true. And I think that's some people found that last year when we did it was something that they yeah, because I mean a lot of us really probably out of our number of years that we've been crafting have probably tried a lot of things, right? But some things we just don't get back to. So, well, I don't know. Maybe we will do that in October if that's enough people are interested in it. It could be, it could be a cross stitch month. It could be a needle punch. As long as it's somewhat fiber thread related, um, I think it would work, right? Like probably not wood burning, right? Um, Cheryl doesn't wear mitts either. Ugh, well, I do. Nikki, your birthday's in September. It's getting close, so you are definitely going to have to figure out how you are celebrating. Oh, that'll be so exciting. I love birthdays. So much fun. Oh, yes. Okay, Jocelyn. Okay, instead of oohing and eyeing, I should tell you what she's talking about. So, yes. So is that so do you say that as BIPOC? That's how I always say it in my head. So BIPOC, which is person of color, right? So is that okay? Anyways, we know what I yes. Back to my pronunciation issues. But you guys know what we mean, right? So how about a new designer? So person of color. So is it bi or person of color? Yes, a designer or a pattern with less than 500 projects. So yes, so either focusing on a new designer, a designer of color. I like that. I think Nell Nicole and Kelly, oh my gosh, from Knits and Pieces. I remember that they did something along that line of a new designer with less than so many projects. And that's kind of fun to do. Just give them a little bit of a boost. I really like that idea, Jocelyn. Liz, you will definitely treat yourself. Yes, you should. Autumn. Oh, you don't wear mitts, mainly because I don't find them practical for driving. Really? And I know Autumn, Cheryl is going to agree with you because I know she says all she wears is leather gloves. And I don't know if a knitter should be saying that. Just saying, Cheryl. Um, but That's all right. See, I wear mitts. I wear mitts, knitted mitts. Like that's all I have worn for I don't like ever, ever. I don't know. So, well, gee whiz, some people don't wear mitts. That kind of shocks me actually. Now, I wear mitts, but I don't wear hats very often. I don't wear hats when I go to work unless it's like really snowing out. But I always wear mitts. Interesting. Interesting. Liz, oh, put leather on the palms or inside your thumb and mittens, then you can drive with them. True enough. How about, oh, well, Sam. Yeah, dishcloth challenge. I don't know. And this is only a month long, Sam. So I don't know if we could ever try to beat your numbers. Yeah, Elena's saying, yep, that's a good idea. Some of us don't knit other people's patterns very often. That's true. But I still think it's a good idea because I know we're never going to find a pad or a challenge that everybody's going to like. Some people may set some out. So we'll have to see what. Um, oh, okay. So Nikki, you're included in that. Well, that's I like it even more because yes, thinking everybody needs to knit the Christmas hat, the Christmas Chronicles 2 hat. I still like love that. I love that hat. That would be a perfect hat. So, all right, we'll have to think about it. Oh, Susie said, oh, Lisa and John, the codependent knitters, they did a challenge like that too. Well, I'll make mittens for Louise. Louise does need new mittens this year because I actually wore the thumbs out on my mitts that I have worn for like 10 years. And I finally threw them away last year. So I do need more mitts, but I was thinking I could knit my own. But Anne, if you want to knit mitts for me, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You don't need to. But yeah, so I do need the mitten challenge. I need to do mittens because I do need new mittens. Okay, so Jocelyn, you don't wear hats very often, so it makes some people wouldn't like mitts, I guess. I have to remember not everybody has the same likes and dislikes as me. I know because it's like shocking to me. People don't wear mitts. But does that mean you don't wear mitts or that means you wear gloves or you just literally like don't wear anything on your hands? I find that surprising, but I suppose not. Anything goes, right? Okay, let's see here. Okay, Liz likes the idea of the designer challenge. And Cheryl always wears a hat. Isn't that funny? Oh, and Liz wears both. Autumn wears gloves, leather gloves for driving. Yeah. Yeah, Sam, your birthday's in September too, so you're going to have to start planning a birthday celebration. Well, guys, okay. Well, this has been fun. This has been very enlightening over the hat, mitts, wear them not, mitts, gloves. Yes. All right. I feel like someday I'll have to put a poll up in Instagram and you guys will have to all be able to vote in there and get the whole thing. Yeah. Mitts, gloves, or nothing. Now I have this burning desire. I just need to know what the general consensus is. Nikki, oh, Natalie. Natalie says she wears everything because she's always cold. Yeah, people are people. Everybody does a little bit different, and that's what makes everything interesting, isn't it? All right, guys. Well, we are just past the hour mark. So thank you guys for voting. Cheryl, did you see the winning yarn? Ketchup and mustard was the winner. Don't forget to do my paperwork. You're right. My alarm didn't go off again. It must mean, oh, it's 9:41. I bet you it's going to go off at 9:45. So I've got 3 minutes before my alarm, my next alarm goes off. So, all right, I had better get my paperwork done because I don't want to be up all night doing it. And I'm going to wind this up. So, you guys, I am so happy that I got to do this live tonight because I was really worried that I was going to get held up really, really late at work and not not be able to make it at all. So I'm glad everything worked out wonderfully well. And you wear gloves and earmuffs. Well, they would be a knitting challenge, wouldn't it? Okay. Oh, sunrise. Oh, yeah, this could be a sunrise colorway, couldn't it? Sunrise, sunset, ketchup and mustard. It could be all of them, right? Okay, guys, I'm going to head out. Thank you so much for sticking around for the time change. And I know it's probably getting late for some of you guys. So we will head out now. Have a great knitting week. Get lots of knitting done and stay tuned. Hopefully, I have it finished. If I don't have this scarf finished next week, I don't know what I will say. That'll be terrible. That'll be like, I will have it finished. I'm going to have it finished because I'm going to knit it after I do my paperwork. Maybe that's what I will do. So stay tuned for a finish next week because that'll be a really exciting week because they don't happen too often. All right, guys, happy knitting. Thanks for voting. Thanks for hanging out. It's been super fun chatting with you all. And Jocelyn and I are not chatting Thursday. So Cheryl and I will be back with the Fiber Friends Saturday morning. So if you don't know, we do a live Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. on YouTube on the Fiber Friends Challenge. And then we'll be right back here again Monday night with a finished scarf, more work on my socks, and a start on the red and yellow. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.